What's up, YouTube? It's me, the artisanmc, and I'm going to talk about this Johnathan Majors verdict for a minute. You'll forgive me if my voice is a bit weak. I'm a bit sick, but I felt I had something to say about this outside of my eternal detest for how this world works against Black men. Since the start of this case, I've said I didn't believe exactly what was happening, and that how different people in the media and the YouTube space went about reporting the story was to paint this man in a negative light from jump. It wasn't until the very next day, 24 hours later, that some of those people started walking back their stance a little bit, when it was found out that the woman had attacked him, that there was video evidence. There was some other evidence to prove his innocence, which he has claimed since the beginning. And over the course of the several delays in this case ever coming to trial, that is primarily brought by the New York District Attorney, not the alleged victim, because I don't think she's a victim of anything. This case has gone forward to become the spectacle that it is at the end of the year. Now, I read the article from the Hollywood Reporter about this case and about the verdict and how it came down and what he was actually found guilty of. And what he is found guilty of is actually putting the woman back in the vehicle she was trying to exit, and harassment for some September 2022 text message exchange without context that makes it sound like he's trying to get her to cover up some abuse that happened. Now, while that sounds really damning, it has absolutely nothing to do with the case going on right now as it stands. It has nothing to do with his girlfriend at the time, Grace Jabari, actually abusing him by trying to take his phone from him because she saw a text message from another woman on it. It has nothing to do with what is later seen on video of him running from her for blocks and her meeting 3 strangers uninjured and deciding to go out with said strangers on camera, drinking, partying, having a good time, showing no injuries whatsoever. It also has no bearing on the fact that this same woman who texted Johnathan Majors all night about wanting to self-delete and everything else was found in his closet the next morning, half naked, hung over with a bunch of sleeping pills in her, and bruised up. especially since he wasn't there that night. Now, the fact that this case and the verdict that they rendered on this case has nothing to do with any of that, and wants to pull up something from over a year ago that is completely unrelated is BS to me. It's absolutely BS. The fact that the so-called alleged victim in this was indicted and actually ran from justice to another country when she found out she was going to be indicted should spark of a credibility problem with that person. Now, the fact that that individual was allowed to come back with the caveat of some kind of immunity is suspect beyond belief, and only further cements the feeling that I had from the jump that they just want this man to be guilty. They just wanted him to be guilty. And there was nothing for him to be guilty for. It's not illegal to cheat on your girlfriend. And it's not illegal to find another woman and leave said girlfriend. It is not illegal to put somebody in a vehicle. If it was, you could charge police all day. But apparently in this situation, unrelated text messages and putting the irrational woman back in a vehicle so you can get away from her is what you're wrong for. I said this from the jump that I thought it was really funny that Johnathan Majors was getting all this smoke all of a sudden out of nowhere. And that the position that he was in stand to be a very powerful position in Hollywood. He's attached to one of the biggest companies, as it were, for making movies right now, being Marvel Entertainment. And he's set up to be an overarching villain for a number of movies in at least 2 phases of their grand plan, with multiple reoccurring roles. He stood to gain a lot of power. He did. And all of a sudden, supposed abuse, with video confirming otherwise, this man is found guilty and loses all of that. This world, I tell you, is challenging, to say the least. I think it is Johnathan Majors' situation, and I think in 2 situations specifically just in my life that mirror this, where people just want you to be guilty of something. And it was something I learned back in my 40s, 30s, that it doesn't matter how decent of a person you are, how much you do for people, or anything like that, or how much you stay to yourself and don't bother nobody. There comes an opportunity for people to believe something negative of you. They will jump on that shit like a shark with blood in the water. They cannot resist. Because everybody wants to believe that a black man is the biggest monster walking this planet. Even if you don't act like that. Now, a lot of people would say, or try to put up the foil, which is all it is, to say that this case was not racially motivated. Bullshit. As many of people, most namely, chiefly among the people I would listen to, the angry man, as pointed out, Ezra Miller's still walking around free. And he's on camera, abusing, choking, throwing chairs, all kind of stuff at women. Outside of all the other stuff that he has done, he's still walking around free. I would say that Alec Baldwin killed a whole person. Unintentional, but it's manslaughter, right? He's still walking around free too. But this man is found guilty, and his whole career gonna go into the crapper because of some alleged abuse and some old text messages. Because the only thing you can find that he actually did on video is put a woman back into a car. Even when you got the driver saying he didn't do anything. This is something I've been looking at for a long time, and how it sets a dangerous precedent when you can start convicting people with no evidence of wrongdoing. Dangerous precedent. Because you may think it's all well and good for that one time, that one person you didn't give a damn about. But in this society, everybody will have their turn. And yours will come. Now, when your turn comes, would you rather be convicted of something you actually did or something you didn't do with no evidence that you did it? For me, the justice system is not supposed to work on feelings. It's supposed to work on rule of law, justice, evidence. And if you cannot prove that I did said crime, and everything that I can prove is that I did not do said crime, then I should be going home a free man. Because common sense would actually dictate, well, if he did it, there should be evidence of that. And there wasn't. There is no evidence that Johnathan Majors broke this woman's finger, especially not from the video evidence right after it, right after the alleged incident. There's no evidence that he scratched her ear, because there's no evidence of that in the video right after the alleged incident, is there? No, she out having a good time. Yeah, she got those bruises the next morning. But nah, nothing that night. So I can remember being blamed for things that I did not do, and people willingly jumping on that to run with that narrative that I did it, and making me out to be the biggest villain in the world with no proof that I did anything. It's frankly a maddening position to be in. I just tell you personally. So I can't imagine what the hell he's going through. I really cannot. I could say I'm very disappointed in the justice system, in the jurors in this case, but that would be an understatement. It would be giving away too much in the sense that I live in this world. This ain't the first time this has happened. And unfortunately, it will not be the last. I didn't follow the case day by day because a while ago my mind was made up. And my mind was made up as to what they being the court system, justice, DA, what they were going to do. And what they were going to do is find this man guilty of something. I had no doubt in my mind they would, because they kept dragging it out. If it was such an open and shut case, it shouldn't have been a problem. But they kept dragging it out because they wanted a spectacle. They wanted a pound of flesh for the victims. The only victim I see right now is Johnathan Majors. He's a victim of society and a culture that loves to tear down successful Black men and throw parties while they do it. He's the pig on the spit. And they're the lords of the flies dancing around the fire, having a good damn time, looking for the next one they can skewer. After Johnny Depp was vindicated, media and everybody was looking for somebody else. After Will Smith excoriated himself, they were looking for somebody else, because there always has to be one. There always has to be one. And they latched onto the story like a pit bull. For my money, I can name 3 reviewers just on YouTube who was roundly calling him guilty from day one. From hour one, he was guilty. Then backtracked and then got back on the shit. To me, looking at the world around these events, that was the way the majority of public opinion was going. Didn't mean I agreed. Just meant that there was nothing I could do to save that brother. Because make no mistake about it, I don't give a damn that he was fucking with some white chick. From here or abroad, I don't give a fuck. One way or the other. I am not the D police. And I am no one to tell anybody else where they're supposed to and where they should find their happiness. I still can't get over the fact that before this whole event, everybody was talking about how gay he was. if they had a whole issue with that because of some photos he took for some magazine. And then this come out, you finally see, he has a girlfriend. Oh, and she ain't a B-dub. And now everybody was on the boat with, yeah, he guilty. Of what? Exactly. Only thing I can see Johnathan Majors being guilty of right now is being in a position and not being a jellyback dude. Being in a position to, in his career, stand to have his career blow up exponentially and not being a part of that Hollywood protected class. Because if he was, they would have came out in force. And they didn't. Because apparently he got some views that they don't agree with. And I don't think his views are that he smack up women. I don't think that's it. I think if that was the case, you'd have had people climbing out the woodwork just like they climbing out the woodwork to talk about puffy ass. But no, that's not what you have. You got one person that recanted her testimony herself. But you try to make or just throw the shadow of a doubt out there that she recanted her testimony because she was pressured to do so. Because of some text message from some clipped out conversation from over a year ago. You ain't even proved that event. You ain't even proved this current event that's happened. How you gonna draw some inference from a past event where you damn sure can't even prove if that happened? This shit is just disheartening. Like you cannot just be a black man and live your life. You cannot just be a black man and try to live your life honorably with some respect, or just focus on your craft. Put something out into the world. You just can't do that. Somebody is always going to try to fuck you over with it. For what? I'm very disappointed with this case. It's really disappointing. And to look on YouTube right now, see everybody trying to turn a dime off of that shit. I don't feel like joining the party. Yeah, I have something to say. This will probably be it. Because apparently I don't know YouTube and I don't see the point in constantly churning out video after video talking about the same shit over and over again to ride the algorithm wave. Maybe I'm too Gen X, too much of a nonconformist in that sense. But I see no need in fucking further profiting off of this man's career destruction. Celebrating with the goddamn pigs who wanted this. All I can do. All I can do is think about this and shake my head. Like they got him. They fucking got him. It's a sad thing. So you see that Disney wasted no time in announcing that he was fired from the MCU, and they changing movie plans and everything else. And yeah, okay, yeah, that's all well and good. Maybe y'all did that months ago. It's been 8 months of this bullshit. You had plenty of time to change titles and stuff and run with what was going to work, given the verdict. Cool. You hung by him until this moment. But his other movies, Magazine Dreams, anything else he had in the hopper, no, they ain't coming out. For what? Because he's now known as an abuser. I don't think he abused anybody. I never have. Just from his demeanor. Just from his background. If I remember correctly, being the son of a military guy. No, I don't see that happening. You have not seen a black man with so many of his ducks in a row lined up already get taken down so quickly in recent memory. You haven't. Of all the things that he had lined up, and he was an almost unknown actor. To see him rise to some prominence and then get taken down so quickly is a miracle. Somebody slapping themselves on the back and puffing a cigar on this. Got to. Now, you can call it the hidden hand or whatever. I don't know who the fuck it is. And I don't have to know. But their work is evident. You can see it. It's just depressing. And somebody I was really enjoying watching. And now, because of some jealous female shit, this dude has the potential of spending some time in prison. Since when? This does not paint a good picture for dealing with women at all. Too much liability. Too much of a liability. And I'm willing to wait to see if men make that hard of a commitment. Just not dealing with him at all. Because of cases like this. Because of cases like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So, for me, I'm sorry this happened to Johnathan Majors. I really am. I'm sure my sorry doesn't mean shit because I can't take any of this back, and I didn't do any of it to him. But my sympathies do go out to him. In my mind, the only victim is Johnathan Majors in this. Grace Jabari ain't a victim of shit. Except that she just burned her meal ticket. but that's okay. She's a Caucasian woman. She can find another one real quick. I'll probably go into the Disney angle of this, but this was just me getting out a couple of thoughts I had on this. Wow, my voice was strong enough to do it. So that's it for me, and I'll see you guys next time.